Hi everyone.
कैसे हो सर?
Very well.
क्या चल रहा है? आपने एक right now as I speak, I just turned towards solo creation. Like I left my job and I decided that I'll fly solo, and it's a very difficult decision. I will start off with that because बहुत सारे लोग ना अपने jobs में अटक जाते हैं, अब जो चीज़ करना चाहते वो कर नहीं पाते. कब था? बिकॉज आपने इतने सारे कंपनीज में इतने सारी मूवीज प्रोड्यूस की है, सब ब्लॉकबस्टर्स है. व्हाट वाज योर फर्स्ट थॉट जब आपने खुद को बोला कि नहीं अब अपना करना है?
Yeah, that's a great question. And I wish I had an easy answer for that. But I think what happens is it just organically develops. And at least with me, it felt like the natural point at which to move on and become an entrepreneur and set up my own company, Roy Kapoor Films. Because I had a really wonderful career at UTV and at Disney and at Star TV before that. But it just felt like the next natural progression at my age and stage in life was to be able to tell the stories I really want to tell, be involved in hands-on production and, set up an organization of my own and sort of surround myself with people I wanted to work with and work on projects that really had my heart. And so it just felt natural and it happened.
But you worked in two big giants, right, in terms of production. How do you see the difference when you are your own boss versus when you were creating films for somebody else?
So, the thing is, the sense of ownership was always there, even when I was at UTV and at Disney. You have a sense of ownership, a sense of passion, commitment, etc. But at the end of the day, you are an employee. You've got that check coming in at the end of every month. So how much of a risk you might be taking on a film, that risk is not personal to you. That risk is something that the organization is taking. And you, of course, feel a sense of ownership, but it is a metaphorical ownership. It's not a real ownership. When you have your own organization, then it's true ownership in sort of every sense of the word.
कौन सी मूवी ऐसी थी जहाँ पे आपको लगा कि मतलब ये जब आप बना रहे थे आपको लगा कि लोगों ने बिलीव नहीं किया बट लोग गलत प्रूव हुए?
I think Barfi was probably one of those films that was very difficult on paper. It had a deaf-mute protagonist. It had a mentally challenged girl. It had, a role for a new actress. And, of course, one was working with Anurag Basu, who we had the highest regard for as a creator. But Ranbir Kapoor, at the peak of his career, at that time, we were making him deaf-mute. We were taking Priyanka Chopra and making her challenged. So it was not a very commercially, sort of viable film on paper. And also the way Anurag Basu works is that he has a story, but he doesn't have a detailed script. He has a screenplay in his mind. And if you're lucky enough to be one of those people who understands it, then you understand it. If you don't, then you're in trouble. But I think thankfully, Ronnie and I both had the belief in him and had the belief in the subject and in the cast and crew that we'd assembled. And it turned out to be the right choice to make. But that, I think, was one of those movies that you really had to take a leap of faith with.
But what convinced you? जहाँ पे आपको लगा कि वो स्टोरी सुन के, जैसे आपने बोला ना कि अनुराग बासु के पास स्क्रिप्ट नहीं होती, स्टोरी होती है, और अगर आप बिलीव करते हो तो what made you believe in it? क्या था जो आपको लगा कि नहीं ये मुझे करना है?
So there were two things. One was our faith in him as a director, which was very, very strong. And secondly, just the conviction and the beauty with which he told us the story. It's such a delicate, beautiful story, but if something can make you laugh and make you cry and make you feel and fill you with warmth and give you an entertaining experience at the end of the narration of just a story, then it's something that you know that you should back. And when it's coming from the director himself rather than a writer, in this case he was a writer and the director, that gave us the conviction.
बट एग्जिबिटर्स और डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर्स को कभी कभी मूवी जितनी भी आप अच्छी बनाओ, कभी कभी वो लोग भी बिलीव नहीं करते और उनको सेल करने में भी मुश्किल होती है फॉर एनी प्रोड्यूसर टुडे, बिकॉज लाइक इट्स अ चेन, राइट? तो वो मूवी सेल करने में ईजी था डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर्स के लिए?
See, because we were the studio, we were the distributor as well. So we were technically the producer and the distributor, and we had a cast that was exceptional. I mean, with Ranbir and Priyanka in it, and of course Ileana was being launched, but it was a very, very strong cast. So they took the leap of faith along with us. I remember our distribution strategy actually at that time was quite unique. We could have gone to thousands of screens. We decided to release in only 650 screens because we wanted the film to grow. And we wanted occupancies to be high. We wanted word of mouth to build. We didn't want people to watch it in half empty auditoriums. We wanted them to be packed. And that actually helped us a lot because the word of mouth really built for the film from Friday to Saturday to Sunday. And that happens when you are smart about your distribution rather than trying to flood the market, especially with a film that's so delicate and sensitive.
आज के टाइम पे people are actually saying that there's a conversation about cinema not getting its due. चल नहीं रही है, चल नहीं रही है, चल नहीं रही है. एक टाइम ऐसा था जहाँ पे लोग उसको boycott movement के साथ equate कर रहे थे. But there is no boycott movement right now. The content sometimes is not working today, right? But there are also movie actors like Allu Arjun, whose movie has done great business. Then Shah Rukh sir has come back with a very different avatar. He's come back with an action avatar and वो चला है. What do you think is going wrong? And उसको tackle करने का क्या solution है as a producer?
लेकिन मेरा ये मानना है कि आज के दौर में ऐसा नहीं है कि फिल्में अच्छे आर नॉट डूइंग वेल एट द बॉक्स ऑफिस. लेकिन क्या हो रहा है कि जैसे पोलराइजेशन इन रिजल्ट्स भी हो रहा है कि मतलब द बिगर फिल्म्स आर डूइंग इवन बेटर देन दे एवर डिड बिफोर, एंड नाउ देयर इज नो बॉटम टू हाउ पुअरली probably the films that don't do well can do. Earlier उतना तो था कि ये स्टार है तो इतना तो बॉक्स ऑफिस गारंटीड है, but that's not the case anymore. So I think in a way it's a challenge for us as producers, but it's also an opportunity because what it's telling us is you don't necessarily need a massive superstar to be able to make a blockbuster, right? Stree 2, I mean, is a franchise that's not been created with massive superstars, with great actors, but has gone on to do such incredible business. I mean, a film like Munjia has gone on to do 100 crores. The Creature is the hero of that film. So technically, I think we're living in very exciting times as well. Not to be a pointless optimist, but I do think that there is, we're in a sense of cynicism creeps in now and then because everyone's feeling like people are not going to the theaters. But the truth is, कि जो streaming ने convenience दिया लोगों को, to now get them into a cinema hall, you need to give them something very cinematic and something that. But when they make the decision to come, then they are coming in large numbers.
But as a producer, क्या challenge आप अभी face करते हो when there is OTT and you are making projects for OTT also? How do you differentiate? वो barometer क्या होता है कि नहीं ये OTT के लिए बना रहे हैं या फिर ये फिल्मों के लिए बना है, थिएटर्स के लिए बना है?
So producers के मन में अभी this is the biggest question कि स्क्रिप्ट तो बहुत अच्छी थी लेकिन ये थिएट्रिकल के लिए है कि स्ट्रीमिंग के लिए है, एंड दैट इज़ द बिगेस्ट क्वेश्चन दैट यू नीड टू आस्क योरसेल्फ कि क्या ये सिनेमैटिक एक्सपीरियंस कहला सकता है कि नहीं. एंड बट एट द सेम टाइम इस ट्रैप में मत जाओ कि ओनली बिग टिकट स्पेक्टिकल्स कैन वर्क इन द सिनेमाज. You, like I mentioned, a Munjia, a 12th Fail, you know, like a Lapata Ladies, like a Sabarmati Express. I mean, you have a lot of examples of movies, films like Shrikant, that have done exceptionally well at the box office. तो ऐसा नहीं है कि only the big ticket blockbusters, historicals or spectacles will work. But कुछ ना कुछ है उन फिल्मों में that have जो ऑडियंस को आकर्षित करते हैं और which make them want to come to the cinema hall and buy that ticket. So that is there are no easy answers to what will be theatrical, what will not be, but that is the biggest question that producers need to ask themselves today.
But sir, at your company, content has always taken precedence, right? Like even when it's OTT films, projects or theatrical films. बहुत एक यहाँ पे इतने सारे एस्पायरिंग एक्टर्स हैं जो मैं बात कर रहा था. एक जो कंप्लेन हमेशा होता है कि आर्टिस्ट्री को या टैलेंट को बहुत प्रोडक्शन हाउसेज प्रमोट नहीं करते. दे आर रिपीटिंग द सेम पीपल. समटाइम्स व्हाट हैपेंस इज एक मूवी किसी एक एक्टर की नहीं चली and they are repeated in multiple films because they have connections or they have whatever. But for you and also for Excel Entertainment, honestly, जब अभी उन्होंने एक मूवी बनाई है Super Boys of Malegaon, if you see the cast, they are giving actors, it's not a differentiator. ऐसा नहीं है कि ये स्टार किड है तो इसको लेंगे ही नहीं या फिर ये स्टार किड है तो इन्हीं को लेंगे. They are making a balance. There's a right balance. How do you find the right balance as a producer कि किसको कास्ट करना है?
See, हमारे यहाँ पे तो it's always based on merit and always based on who the right person is for the role. And but there's no denying that there are commercial implications also, because when there is a known face, that helps with the commercial value of a project, whether it's on OTT or theatrically. So I don't think anyone can deny that known faces definitely help. But अगर ऐसा role है जो newcomer के लिए like sort of बना है, then you will take that opportunity to give it to a newcomer and to launch someone new. लेकिन ये एक बात मैं ये कहूँगा फिल्म इंडस्ट्री के बारे में, दैट दिस इज द वन प्लेस वेयर आई हैव सीन दैट एक्चुअली इकोनॉमिक्स डिक्टेट्स एवरीथिंग. तो I don't think anyone should worry about the fact that they won't. If you're able to deliver, you will be given an opportunity, because finally everyone is looking to be commercially successful. तो gender, religion, caste, community, insider, outsider, in my opinion, if you're able to prove to be commercially valuable to a project, you will be taken in that project. Now, getting the access is the difficult part. Now, there's no denying that those who are born into the industry have the access and therefore get more opportunities because they have the connections and they are put. But ऐसा नहीं है कि producers ने बैठ के decide किया है कि हम सिर्फ insiders को ही लेंगे. There's no such thing. Finally, you want to be able to do the best for your project, and whoever the actor might be, who suits the part best and who will add the most commercial value, you will give them the part.
इकोनॉमिक्स की आपने बात की तो बजटिंग इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर एनी प्रोजेक्ट और एनी थिंग दैट यू डू. जब आप एक प्रोड्यूसर के हिसाब से बजट करते हो, द वन हु लूजेज द मनी इज़ द प्रोड्यूसर इवेंचुअली, राइट? बिकॉज एक्टर अपना पैसा लेके चला जाता है, सारे टेक्नीशियंस को अपने पैसे मिल जाते हैं. मूवी हिट फ्लॉप डिपेंड करता है कि प्रोड्यूसर कितना पैसा कमाएगा, कितना पैसा हारेगा. टुडे देयर इज एन अमेजिंग डिस्कशन जो अनुपमा चोपड़ा ने एक इंटरव्यू में बोला भी है कि देर इज़ अ मूवी विच शी वॉच एंड आई हैव ऑल्सो वॉच दैट मूवी, जहाँ पे ऑन्टोराज जो लिस्ट आता है क्रेडिट लिस्ट में, वो एक एक्टर के लिए 4 वैनिटी वैन, फिर जिम, फिर ये जो एक्स्ट्रा ऑन्टोराज कॉस्ट्स होती है, हाउ डज दैट हर्ट अ प्रोड्यूसर? हैव यू एवर डेल्ट विद सच सिचुएशंस? आपने कैसे टैकल किया है विद द राइजिंग रेम्यूनरेशन एंड द ऑन्टोराज फीस?
So there is no denying that there are bloated costs within the business and there are opportunities to cut those costs, and it's up to us as producers to decide whether we want to pay that or not. Honestly, I don't like the cribbing mentality of, because finally no one is putting a gun to our head and saying you have to pay this. It's always our decision about whether we want to pay it or not. This is a job that we've signed up for, right? This is what we want to be doing in life. No one is forcing us to do it. So I think rather than keep talking about the costs have ballooned, then just don't pay those, right? I know it's easier said than done, but frankly, it's all demand and supply. Someone can demand whatever they want, but someone is giving it to them, right? So I think we need to take the onus on ourselves, right? Rather than beating our chests about rising costs, if we got together as a production community and decided not to spend on certain things, then people would stop asking for them. So I would like to see the production community getting together to decide collectively that there are certain costs that we won't bear.
But has there been a conversation already?
There have been conversations, but I think because it's such a fragmented industry and there's so many different players, to get everyone on the same page is not that easy. That's just a fact of life. So
आपने जब एक कोई प्रोजेक्ट किया हो, क्या आपने रीनेगोशिएट किया है and told an actor direct on their face that, you know, this is not working out?
See, that is part of what we do on a regular basis. ये बहुत ही important है कि अगर बैठ के किसी को logically और sensibly explain करो कि this is the problem, these are the issues that the project is facing, cost को देखना चाहिए. My experience has been that people are quite reasonable. Very rarely will you come across a case where you're making a reasonable logical argument and someone is not understanding it. But I think those are difficult conversations and some people just shy away from having them. I think it's important to have them.